Hi, my name is Morten Jensen, and welcome to the NBA show. Today we'll be discussing Lauri Markkanen. Again. Look, I've been down this road. I posted a video about Lauri Markkanen and whether or not the Chicago Bulls should actually trade him. And let's just say Bulls fans were less than enthused. Now, I just want to touch on the rookie extension thing that's going on in the NBA for the class of 2017 because virtually everyone got one but Lauri Markkanen. Well, and John Collins, but that's interesting, right? Because those two are playing more of a traditional power forward role. And remind me, think bubble here, what is actually dead in today's NBA? Right. Okay, look, bragging aside, my apologies, I just had to do it. Here's the thing. Lauri Markkanen is not a bad player. That's never been my intention, and if people got that message out of the last video, well, that's on me, and I apologize, because that's not the point that I was trying to get across. Lauri Markkanen, and as well as John Collins, are actually good basketball players. They just play in an age where their archetype is not being optimized. Simply because in today's NBA, you have to be able to create your own offense to a certain extent. When you are reliant upon getting set up by others, and you don't have the ball handling skills, you don't have the defense, and you don't have the playmaking capabilities that is essential at every NBA position, you sort of drift into a situation where you become not pointless. That's a harsh word, but you become less relevant. You become less dependable. Now, is that the fault of Lauri Markkanen in a nutshell? It's not. He came in as a stretch for someone who could just get a lot of points, and you know what? He can. That is not lost. When everything is said and done, Lauri Markkanen is probably going to be looking back at a career where he's put up a heavy amount of points and a lot of three-pointers. That's good. My point here isn't that Markkanen is a bad player. My point is rather that if you have aspirations of becoming something more, whether you're the Bulls, whoever has the rights to Lauri Markkanen, essentially, or maybe even John Collins as well, if you have aspirations of becoming a championship team or going deep into the playoffs, you might actually be prevented from doing so because you don't have the necessary agility or mobility at the old power forward position, which is now just made up of wings. It's difficult, right? Because on the one hand, you actually have good players. Like John Collins is a legitimate 2010 guy. Lauri Markkanen could be looking at a very good career shooting-wise and scoring-wise, like I said earlier. But they're not playmakers. And they're not someone you can give the ball to and say, go get us a bucket. Go make a play for someone else. Go get us a defensive stop. Well, you won't have the ball to make a defensive stop, but you catch my drift. And that's the problem. That's the shortcoming. Because if we look at today's NBA, we see the championship teams, they have very few weaknesses, unless, of course, they are super top heavy and they have some of the best players of all time on their roster. Like LeBron James and Anthony Davis that won last year. I mean, we're talking about two potentially top 5 players. That's something else entirely. And when I bring up this, Lauri Markkanen once again, it's not to apologize for my earlier video, but to enhance it. There's a reason Lauri Markkanen and John Collins did not get rookie extensions. It's because that type of player is just not that attractive in today's NBA. Look at John Collins and his stat line and his efficiency. This was a 40% three-point shooter. Someone who hit over 55% from the field overall. Someone who can hit free throws. Someone who rebounds at a great rate. Someone who scores over 20 points a game. Someone who's athletic. Someone who even blocks shots, but is a sort of empty calories defensive player. Because he can't dribble, because he can't play make, that's the short gap. That's why you would want to have flexibility, ball handling, versatility. And ultimately, that's why I made the video. It was not to crap on Markkanen. or John Collins. It was not to say that they were bad players. It was to say that they are a type of player that's just not as relevant in the NBA as they are, or as they were maybe 10 years ago. So yeah, if you still disagree with my point about Markkanen, that's fine. You can trash me in the comments. You did the last time. It's fine. I welcome it. I actually have very good debates with most of you, so that's awesome. But just know that, unfortunately, I'm probably right. And I don't want to be necessarily, because I actually think that productive NBA players should always have a home in the NBA, and preferably as major building blocks. But the game has just changed so dramatically that it's just not in the cards. Don't fault me for that. Fault the NBA, fault evolution, or accept that it's a better brand of basketball that we're watching, because it is. We're looking at an NBA league right now that has the biggest depth of talent that's ever been there before. I'll take that, and if that means the sacrifice of Markkanen and Collins and guys of that ilk, you know what? I'm okay with that. You should be too.
Hi, my name is Morten Jensen, and I'm here to bring you some pretty tragic news. My producer and younger brother, Jacob, who edits these videos, has told me that I need to do this type of like and subscribe edition, and I loathe that sort of thing. I really do. I don't want to be one of those guys like, hit the bell icon and you get additional prices for watching this channel. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy, but he's been insisting, so just to basically shut him up, I'm gonna have to ask you to like and subscribe, because apparently that's his whole thing. He gets off on it. I'm sorry.